What is up, everybody? Welcome to TnTTV, the show where you submit me replays and I cast them. I am Delthius. How's it going, everybody? Let me see. I don't want to clip my mic. I noticed last night I was clipping a little bit, but how's it going, everybody, man? Big shout out to Cyborg, dude. The show last night was awesome. I really enjoyed watching it, man. I don't get to watch live because I have band practice on Wednesday nights, so it was cool. I had to do some kind of busy work at work today, so I just had that up on a monitor, checked it out this morning, and it was really cool, man. I liked this presentation, all the aids and stuff. That Prezi software seems pretty good. Unfortunately, we got a little bit of a shorter show tonight. It's not a big deal, though. Yeah, there was the big patch last week, and then just recently, I think during my show on Tuesday night, actually, Andy pushed out another patch, so I've only got replays that have been submitted in like the last, 48 hours, I guess, and no big deal. I'm glad we got a few here, and we could do an easy night. It's not at the end of the world, man. Normally, I want to do like a 2-hour show, but I always do like a 2.5 hours, so. Yeah, if you guys have a last-minute replay, man, send it my way, and I'll throw it into the show for sure. Just send it over to toothandtailtv@gmail.com. How's everyone doing? I did find out the next tournament is going to be hosted by Josh on February 10th. So look forward to that. And without any further ado, I think we're all good here. Looks like everything's set up. Oh, what's up, Cyborg? Oh, Prezi. Yeah, that's neat, man. I use PowerPoint all the time. I need to give it a shot. Alright, guys, let's do it. No more farting around here. Game number 1. Okay. Spawning in the 7 o'clock position, we've got Insocuence. I think that's how you say that. And in the 1 o'clock, his opponent, Tarn. And nobody's got the moles, which is to be expected. I'd like to see what the top level guys think after the mole changes. Does it make just the mole rush kind of where it's supposed to be, or is it too weak now? And mole, I mean, I think the concept with the mole is, say this campfire over here, kind of a bad example, but imagine later if Isakuin just built a couple moles in the corner, knocked that out real quick, rather than a hardcore rush. So far, so good. You see the greedy, right? Tarn is going greedy versus Isakuin's safe opening that Cyborg taught you nerds about last night. Man, I just need to get like a Cyborg appendix here and just be lazy with all my casts. Just be referred to asterisk number 7 from the Cyborg Tips and Tricks show for more information about that. Yeah, we could do a show match. That'd be pretty cool. If anybody's down, let me know, guys. But Tarn is actually going even greedier here, opening 8 farm with the campfire. I do this from time to time. It's not a bad play. I mean, your opponent can punish it, but it's going to be difficult, especially without lizards. Because, but I mean, if you think about it, right, like by the time Insakuin gets over here with, say, 6 squirrels, Tarn's going to have 6 lizards up, and the lizards are going to tear the squirrels down in the middle of the field. So, pretty safe campfire, and this is always a difficult position when you're in Insakuin, in my opinion, right? I'm not 100% sure what the correct I mean, there's only 2 answers to your opponent getting a quick campfire. It's either A, I'm going to hope that the extra 60 food I invested in army is going to net me a win here, and that's what Insakuin looks like he's going for. Not necessarily the extra food per se, but the timing on having just a few squirrels out a little bit faster from the warrens being placed earlier. Let him win a nice little skirmish there with squirrels versus lizards, but it's not going to be enough to push in and get the campfire, right? And it gets back to that question of how do you react when you scout your opponent took a quick campfire. It doesn't always work to just go in there and try to take it out. And I think this is the right play, man. I think more and more I've been thinking, just get a gristmill up, just take like 2 farms on it, and that kind of evens out. You don't want to just take 1 farm because then you've invested, more money into getting the same economy. You got to go a little further. And Tard actually tapped out. I guess he just felt like he was too far behind, and you can, man, I don't blame him. He did lose. I mean, look at the army graph there. He went in for a big engagement, and it didn't quite work out for him. So It always sucks though. I feel like he tapped out too early. Even still, I think he could have still won that game. I mean, I just played against Frog, for example, and took a bad engagement in the early game, and I stuck it out. He still beat me in the end, but it was, you know, you didn't have to leave right there. Yeah, those mine engagements were insane. All right, okay. Looks like the viewers are trying to save the show here. All right, we got some bonkage in the email. I'll go ahead. I'll still do these 6 games. I know these 2v2s are repeats, and then this is the same submitter, but we'll still do the 6 that I had lined up, and then I'll fill up the rest of the 2 hours with whatever replays come in. I appreciate it, guys. If you do want to submit, now's the time, man. Just toothandtailtv@gmail.com. I don't want you guys to think I'm not getting good submissions or anything, man. I actually had like a stockpile of like 60 or 70 extra replays before the new patch came in, so people have been doing a good job submitting to me. It's just, you know, the latest patch was barely 2 days ago, so. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I think we could sit here and kind of contemplate if that was the right time to tap out, you know, for a while, because he was really far behind, so it would have been difficult for him to come back. And I do that all the time, man, especially after getting hit with mines like that. You might just be like, man, screw this game, let's go to the next one. Okay, just making sure I got this straight. Okay, cool. In the green and yellow over here on the right, man, this map looks huge. We've got Cyanide Chick and Ramako, and their opponents on the left. We've got James Bowring and Fun Police. And James Bowring's a really good player. Last time I was on like a multi-hour ladder kick, I ran into James over and over, and he got the best of me most games, man. He actually was using mines before the patch and using them very well. I think mines are a little underestimated, man. A couple good mine hits can really mess stuff up, as we just saw last game, and interested to see if James goes for something this time around. Similar, rather. But nothing crazy so far. I mean, it looks like Fun Police and Ramako are going to edge out in the economic lead here as the early game commences. Ends here. So 1 player per team looks like went really greedy, while the other one went a bit safer. So, man, this map is enormous, isn't it? Or am I just crazy? God, this place is huge. Look at all these gristmills, man. I mean, it looks like, yeah, yellow and green, it's going to be a little rough for them. I mean, they got to come out and claim this line of 3. I guess my cursor you can see a little bit, like right here in the middle, to really get naturals. And meanwhile, red and blue have some pretty easy second base gristmills to their names, so. And now that Mole's got nerfed so much, I don't feel as pressured, because it seems like every 2v2, man, I always miss early game Mole aggression somewhere happening on the map. But here we go, Fun Police and James both racked up a couple lizards here. They're gonna come in, and man, I feel like lizards are really great in 2v2 just for this reason. You know, it's so hard to be everywhere at once, and like these, you know, yeah, Cyanide Trick needed to respond as quickly as possible there, but even still, you know, responding with these slow squirrels, you know, red and blue are able to go in there, catch yellow in a 2v1 situation, get some damage on him, back out before the ally arrives. So I love the decision making out of James here, just opting to go for that gristmill on the back end of that successful attack. Seems good to me. Ramako is not messing around, man. He's got 12 lizards, and he's hoping he can come over here and get something done to blue. And green is kind of distracting them in the middle of the map. Oh, great runaround attack from Ramako here. Gets a lot of damage done and backs out at just the right time. And Cyanide Trick actually takes a decent engagement against James there as well. So fantastic play out of green and yellow here. Really getting some momentum back in their hands, and they're going to knock this gristmill out. That's going to be huge. Toad engagements are pretty good here for blue. But I feel like green and yellow are still in this fight. Oh, but the Chameleon comes out tanking a lot of damage. Oh, and it barely gets away. Good micro from James to keep that alive. It's very easy to just let that die in the battle. All right. James is still trying to claim this high ground, and on the back of all that excitement here, Cyanide Trick did get this Gristmill, which is going to be very important. You know, it's difficult. It's going to be difficult for Ramako and Cyanide Trick to really get out on this map, but once they do, they're going to be in fine shape. You know, they're really started to establish taking this middle ground. They're contesting the middle ground from their opponent. They already knocked that base out once, and if you're James, you're not feeling comfortable with this Gristmill, man. And oh no. This is gonna be some mind porn here. Oh, come on, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, God, that was amazing. Someone marked this video not safe for work, man. That was for mature audiences only, dude. That was pretty hardcore there. And that is rough if you're Ramako, but it was a good move by Ramako. You know, there's no stealth detection in this game, so it's not like Ramako knew mines were there. But it was fun for me, and it was probably fun for the viewers too. And James, man, putting that minefield right back, and that is got to be difficult, because if you're Ramako, you might be thinking, okay, you know, he mined me once. Is he gonna do it again? Who knows? But here we go, James. Oh, yeah, let's get the commander view. James is coming for a nice little counterattack. Ramako's thinking the same thing, but he didn't want to get hit by that minefield again, man. So he decides to pull back, and he can catch James's lizards, which James hasn't overcommitted too hard here. There's only a few lizards to begin with. It's not like he's got a huge lizard ball or anything. So these do get cleaned up and don't really do anything. So nice little food advantage there. Going to green and yellow here. But red and blue are starting to macro up, man. And green and yellow are as well, but they're not going to have as many Gristmills. It's going to be very difficult for green and yellow to maintain this, right? I mean, they have a third base there and a third base up in the 12 o'clock. When you compare that to red and blue, who not only have easy third bases, but also easy fourth bases. And the 12 o'clock is not the easiest gristmill in the world for either of these players to take as a third, but the Uncle Butters is out here, and that is going to be huge, as the vast majority of green and yellow's army is tier 1, which the board does phenomenally against. So nice trying to kite back, and at least red and blue weren't able to come in here and just dominate that expansion, right? Like if that expansion went down as well, they'll definitely knock green and yellow out of the game, but they're still in it for now. I like this decision making out of Ramako again to try the runaround, because he realizes these lizards aren't going to be that great in a direct engage. But that minefield again, man, out of James, just decimating those lizards from Ramako here. And now James is also starting to get this natural, and I really think that's the nail in the coffin here for Cyanide Trick and Ramako. You know, now Cyanide Trick has 0 economy. Which is going to make it very difficult. Deciding not to overextend is James. However, I missed a little bit of action here. Ramako did rally up and force his way after those mines went off. You know, his next group of lizards did come in and take out some of the infrastructure around the main base. I'm not sure how much James had there. It looked like he's been stockpiling a lot of his warrens over here with his ally. Excuse me. But green and yellow cannot afford to take any more economic damage, man. Ramako cannot lose this base. It looks like it's going to go down here, so... so much tier 1, man. That always hurts when an Uncle Butters comes out. I mean, I guess you need something like a snake or chameleons or falcons. Tier 2 probably does really well against Uncle Butters. But Ramako is definitely doing the right thing here. He's saying, you know what, there's no way I'm going to beat you in a direct engagement, therefore I'm just going to go with the base race. And he might actually come out on top here. Lizards are very quick, and James was sent to the kitchen, which means that all that army was sent with him. So no more Uncle Butters, and this is the last gristmill remaining for red and blue here. So very smartly, you know, I like that a lot. You know, green and yellow identified we're not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the army of our opponents. So let's try to loop around and do a base race, which we know we're favored in. And hey, got him the win, so great play there. Man, I'm trying to read the chat, but it's too much. I'm just gonna get too distracted. Sorry, guys. Alright, guys. What time is it? 8:15? We're doing awesome. So, let me see. Yeah, I've got several more replays coming in here, so that's good. We can go a little bit longer. Looks like Miss Liquor rated me about 15 minutes ago. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Right on time, dude. And let's hop into game number 3, Dingo vs. Gomp. Okay, spawning in the 4 o'clock position, we've got Dingo dancing. Lovely rain on this map. And in the 8 o'clock, his opponent, Gompammy. Gompammy? I don't know. I'll call him Gom. So, I like Gom's build. He's doing that fox style. Not so bad. A little bit. Both these players are a little exposed to lizards, but it's not going to come into play here, as there's not a lizard to be seen in either deck composition. And I mean, these guys are both kind of sitting large, to be honest. I mean, if you look at this map, most of the gristmills are on Dingo Dancing's side, and it looks like both players are opting to go straight for 8 farm economy. Oh, as I say that, Gompammy over here is up to no good. He wants to get some turrets on the high ground. It's immediately scouted by Dingo, who should just respond with the turret of his own. Yep, there you go. Gompammy is going to cancel, and Dingo needs to realize that and cancel his turret. Perfect. And good response to the tried turret rush. I mean, why not, you know? If I like that play out of Gompammy a lot, because if Dingo didn't happen to be really on top of his scouting, then he could have came in here and abused this high ground. And that's really what Tooth and Tail is all about, man. The fact that the maps are randomly generated really puts you in this position where you gotta kind of think on your feet. And Gompammy realized, oh, I can abuse this, possibly. And yeah, Dingo caught him, but it wasn't a big investment, right? It wasn't a huge risk, and Gompammy didn't lose anything out of it besides a little bit of delayed mining time, but he forced delayed mining time out of his opponent as well, so I like stuff like that, man. It keeps the early game nice and interesting. But what I was going to say here is both players have a lot of good things going for them. They've got main bases without a lot of entrances, and they've also got nice pocket expansions, so either player could rush up to their tier 3, could go for a quick expansion, could really do whatever they want this game. And I like this play out of Gompammy, really wanting to abuse the high ground that's around his opponent's base. And he takes this gristmill for 2 reasons. One, to help tank and mess up the AI in this initial engagement, but also, if he did manage to take it, that fight went terribly for him, though, so he's got to back up. Good defense by Dingo Dancing there. And that was just the classic defender's advantage that Cyborg was talking about yesterday. I mean, the big deal there was that Dingo just had more units available because the rally point was so much closer, you know, for him to the front lines of the battle. But yeah, the reason he took the gristmill there was for 2 reasons. For one, it could help tank in the battle, and then for 2, if it does finish, then you've got a nice forward spot you can heal your units up in. You could build some turrets and really reinforce that front line. And from here, Gompammy is just opting to take the expansion and get a little bit ahead that regard. And I mean, the skunks are going to be scary this game, man. Skunks fare very well against squirrels, and Dingo is also opting for a quick expansion. And I don't foresee these guys moving out anytime soon. It looks like both these players want to take it into the mid-game. I might actually just go ×2 for a minute here. Really, it's going to depend on, for one, if either player does sniff out. Now, in this phase of the game, you need to be constantly scouting. You need to be trying to identify how many farms your opponent's taking, what ratio of Tier 1 and Tier 2 they're building, if any money is missing. Things of that nature. And if you feel like your opponent's doing something too risky, you can come in and try to move out. And that's what Dingo's going to do now. He's got the skunk gas, which he's hoping is going to help out a lot in this engagement. It looks like it does, man. Those skunks just demolish everything. Good tanking out of the one skunk, and it does stay alive. So Dingo's going to push the issue here, try to get more damage done. I'd like to see him not overextend, though. He's got to be careful. Yeah, just don't try to go up the high ground. All right, he's gonna go up the high ground. I believe he's overextending, but maybe not. One of his skunks dies. No, both skunks go down. Yeah. Man, that was still a great attack, but here we go. He's gonna keep following it up. He might actually be okay here. Gompami doesn't have a lot, so yeah, that was good. Several pigs go down, and he backs out. And yeah, I would just hang on for a minute if I was Dingo here, man. Go back, maybe take a couple farms, let my skunks rebuild. And meanwhile, Gompami's in panic mode, man. He threw down a bunch of turrets, and interesting, he's gonna try to go for the fox, which is gonna be difficult. Yeah, he changes his mind on that. The fox is a pretty, I mean, any tier 3 is a pretty big risk, even if you're even / ahead, so trying to go for it when you're behind is a very big gamble. So he decides to back off of that for now and instead go into some more advanced tier 2 options. And this makes sense when you know your opponent's running skunk. I actually think this is a pretty smart play out of Gompami. He's seen the skunk, he knows the squirrels are just going to get hammered, so he switches it in to units which are good against the skunk, which are those tier 2 units, but this is giving Dingo the time he needs to get up that wolf, and the wolf is going to add a ton of value to his army, man. Just raw value. I mean, squirrels being buffed up, and God forbid if he buffs right and gets that on those falcons, man, that is going to be a ton of extra damage. So let's see where they go. Do a little ×2. Dingo's being real greedy on his third. Decides not so greedy and cancels a couple. And now the wolf is out. The fox is on its way. And it's going to be tough, though. The fox needs a lot of time to generate value. It's not going to be super good in the direct engagement unless the direct engagement is very long. And Gompami's getting started on his third, but Dingo's been ahead on economy for a good amount of time here and is putting together a very strong army comp. It looks like he's probably just wanting to wait for a couple more falcons and then he's going to move out here. So I do like the concept of building a couple extra squirrels, you know, keeping that money low when you're kind of dancing around before the big engagement. I would like to see him after the big engagement sell some stuff off, but here we go. The fox is out. So value train is starting here. Let's see how much he can get. 3 squirrels down so far. No, actually, I think it was just 2. I think that last hit the commander. Yeah, the turret's a good answer to the fox for sure. You're not going to let it just sit here and zone. But if Gompami can keep that fox alive throughout multiple engagements, he's going to get great value out of it. But Gompami needs to do something soon. I'm starting to get worried for him here because Dingo Danson's got a couple extra gristmills on him, right? Like, Dingo's got a 4th and a 5th, and Gompami doesn't even have a 4th base here, so it's really on Gompami in the next couple minutes to get something done. Good micro with the fox so far, just getting anything you can. A squirrel is fine, you know, but it's very difficult with those turrets. Pigeon helps a lot, you know, to heal the fox back up in between pokes. But man, Dingo's army is huge, though. I really had 33 squirrels, and he's gonna begin this fight on a great angle. Gompami is not aware of the position of Dingo here. Dingo's gonna come out and just snipe this 3rd base from Gompami immediately, and now he's gonna go ahead and take the main engagement, which I think he's gonna do just fine in. Gompami's been doing a good job babysitting his fox, but it's not gonna be enough, man. That DPS out of the wolf is pretty real. And from here, Dingo should be able to just take it. Great game, man. It was really cool to see a lot of the feigned attacks. I think there was a lot of good decision making that game. I think people went in at the right times, went out at the right time, that sort of thing. Okay, let's hop into game number 4 here, another 2v2. Alright, spawning in the 9 o'clock side of the map, we've got Furmar and Ramako. And in the 3 o'clock cyanide trick, Rosenman. Alright, what are these nerds up to? Okay, nobody's got moles. Trying to desperately make sure I don't miss anything in the early game. Ramako did not, is opting for the 4-farm Warren here. So some aggression is gonna be towards his foes here soon in the form of lizards. Really, 3 lizards is what I feel comfortable with. 3 lizards can do really well. You can get a corner pig, get out of there pretty quickly. But instead, Ramako, after scouting his opponents, is going to decide to go for a greedy build. So nobody opting for a 5-farm double or a 4-farm Warren. Everybody looks like it's starting to get up to that regular macro phase. And what a weird gristmill layout. There's a lot of gristmills on this map. It's going to be easier for Furmar and Ramako to expand into their natural bases here. But it's not terrible for Ramako. For Rosenman and Cyanide. They've got some decent naturals of their own. It's really going to depend on who can control the gristmills in this middle of the map, like kind of this one, and up. Like those gristmills is really where the battle lines are going to be drawn, and I'd be surprised if we ever saw these 2 gristmills in the middle here ever get taken. It's going to be difficult for anyone to really secure those. I mean, basically, whoever gets those, man, is just going to win the game. Like, that is such good positioning and map presence and control at that point. Furmar's got the owl here, which is important to note. Nice turret timing, but better response out of Cyanide Trick coming in here just before the turret is done and taking it out basically for free. It looks like, I don't think he lost a lizard, maybe 1 lizard. But Furmar coming in with the counterattack, hoping to get some good engagements with his toads here. I'd like to see how these new toads detonate. Oh, he's got to be careful. Good response time out of Rosenman, and he's going to catch Furmar in a 2v1 situation. Cyanide's hoping he can come in and get some counter damage done, but Ramako should be just fine. And Cyanide accidentally gets himself in a bit of a 2v1 scenario. He takes some damage for a minute there, but looks like they're trying to gain a little bit of a momentum, but the defender's advantage for green and yellow here should be plenty. Again, Furmar taking that gristmill just to help out in the engagement and sells it off once the engagement's over. Furmar, I was going to say, he's playing defensive and he's a good player, so the reason for it is he wants to get those snakes out and start microing those. And Rosenman being a sport and trying out the new Artie cannon. Let's see how well it works for him, but good runaround attack potentially coming up for Cyanide Trick, and it looks like Ramako, he did not see it there. Cyanide's waiting. Can he get a little bit lucky? It looks like he might. He's going to come in when Ramako is just barely out of position. Get the gristmill and get out with just losing a lizard. Oh, or will he? This water might be a little dicey for him. He's going to lose a few more here. Yeah. Pretty good for Ramako here. And if he pushes the issue, this is going to be difficult. Rosenman just lost a lot of units on the front line. So Ramako had the opportunity to push in, but didn't want to get caught in a 1v2 scenario. Oh, a couple of lizards almost take it out anyways. That would have been good, man. Any defense by itself. And then, of course, all the barbed wire coming down right around it. Gonna make any kind of play like that more difficult. Ramako didn't intend to take that down. The lizards were just running by on their way to come back home. Here we go. I like this play a lot. You can't let red and blue just claim this area, but this Artie cannon with a couple barbed wire all around it is a good way to claim this center ground, man. And this is where the game's going to get scrappy here, because whoever controls this is really going to be able to dictate the pace of the game. Cyanide Trick coming around with another runaround, but Ramako is in position to deal with that handily. And green and yellow are trying to get their own front line set up. A balloon does get set up for Ramako. It needs to be well defended, however. Balloons are good, but I mean, if you can catch a balloon by itself, 6 lizards will take it out pretty quick, so. Ooh, I like it. Another runaround attack coming down here for Ramako. Their barbed wire should have given them vision of it coming, but they're not paying attention at the moment. Red's army is on the way over, but Ramako's got some good damage done to the infrastructure already. He's going to be able to back out with only losing a lizard. Great play coming out of Ramako here. And ooh, I like this a lot too, trying to, don't go in there, yeah, but baiting Cyanide into a poor convex against the concave via that choke there. Fermar trying to get some micro done with these snakes. And Fermar's got the clock ticking now on his opponents here. Owl number 1 is out. If owl number 2 and 3 get out, that's basically game in a lot of situations. So keep an eye on Fermar, and it's going to be difficult for Fermar. You can see Fermar's army is pretty small overall. Just one tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 Warren, with some defense and a lot of economy to back it up. I like that style of play. I think if he can get there, you know, he should win this game for sure, but getting there is going to be difficult. And Ramako's going for a Wolf Badger too, so these guys are just having fun trying out wacky things, man. They've got a lot of tier 3 coming out on their side of the team, on their team right now, 3 to be exact, and Red and Blue do have 1 tier 3 on the way. But Red and Blue aren't showing a lot of signs of aggression at the moment. They're trying to claim this area. They're doing so very well. Nice. That Gristmill is going to get denied by the balloon giving the RD vision here for Ramako. But this is kind of that greedy poker spot of the game, right? Where it's like, hey man, whichever one of us is more greedy and gets away with it, we're going to be in a better position in the late game. And so far, that's green and yellow. Fermar is starting owl number 2 here. Ramako's got the Wolf Badger combo coming out for him. And they've got a nice defensive setup as well. But Roseman has the Fox now. So if the Fox can get some work done, they could change the pace of this game here. And got to be very careful to babysit that Fox. Do not want to let it die. And the owl is revealed here for Fermar. The Fox gets poison stacks on it, gets some healing. Gotta be careful, stuck in the water. No! Blech. And half the audience just got super happy because everybody hates the Fox. Great hold there for Fermar and Ramako. Oh man, Fermar going up to 4 owls. Yeah, 4 owls with Wolf Badger is gonna be completely bananas, man. This is gonna be nuts. Like, what do you do when you're red and blue here? It is difficult. I'm not sure. I don't think this is the best map for the Fox. I've seen a lot of balloons. I've seen a lot of RD cannons. You know, the Fox is a little bit situational where high ground, you know, if the enemy's got high ground, is very bad. Defensive structures, you can be pretty bad. And Ramako here is getting nuts. 2 badgers and 3 wolves on the way, man. With 4 owls. Oh god. Let's speed this up a little bit. I think we all know who's gonna win this match now, but I'd like to just see it happen here. 3 owls here, 4 owls out now for Fermar. That is all the owls you need, man. These mice are just gonna be the bane of Cyanide Trick and Rosenman's existence here. They're gonna try to find a way to poke and prod in. Good effort from Rosenman to get some value with this Fox here. But the Fox isn't like, a Fox is like Mutalisks in StarCraft, right? Like, it's not this unit that adds a ton of direct value to your army like the Wolf, the Badger, the Owl does, right? The Fox is this harassment unit. So, I mean, when there's a lot of people saying, oh, the Fox isn't, you know, I mean, it is great and it isn't great. It's good at a very specific thing. But if you just want a lot of bang for your buck, I mean, look at what Ramako and Fermar are doing here. Just a ton of owls, those wolves, those badgers. They're going to be a lot more effective. Something's going on over here. Oh, Cyanide Trick with the desperation runaround attack. But Ramako is just totally annihilating everything with this pumped up Badger Wolf combination. Jeez, look at all that damage. That is just insane. I think I have to whack-a-mole a little bit with these gristmills. We'll see. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. And this is it. This is all she wrote for Team Red and Blue here. I like the, hey, fight till the very last breath. Coming out of Rosaman here. And, Firmar Ramako take it. Super cool. Okay. Let's do Necrucifier versus Succulent. Is everybody ready? Let's do it, guys. Boom. Spawning in the 7 o'clock position, we've got Necrucifier. And his opponent in the 3 o'clock in Succulent. Alright, Necrucifier's got the moles here. This is post-mole hotfix, and it doesn't look like he queued a farm, so he's looking for it. And in Succulent, if he's been watching Cyborg's show, if he watched last night's show, he should know this is a mole rush. And sure enough, good turret placement coming down from Insakuin here. Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, no! He shouldn't have sold it. It would have been fine. It still might be. But yeah, if he wouldn't have sold, he had good positioning up front, and if he wouldn't have sold it, it would have been out slightly faster, but it's still gonna do the job. And defends the mole rush very successfully here. So good play out of Insakuin. And let's see how Necrucifier decides to follow this up. That's rough, man, because now he's 60 food behind. And you can see that pretty clearly in the income all synced up, but Insakuin's got the extra warrant here. But instead, I think this is the right move. I think like being behind 60 food in the early game like this is a really big deal. So Necrucifier just started building like normal to feign to Insakuin, and he wants to do another mole attack, but Insakuin is on top of it, man. He's scouting very well. He's staying on top of his opponent's commander, and he should be just fine here. Let's see, 3 moles against 1 turret. Oh, that other mole needs to get in here and help his knightly brothers. Yeah, that's not the best trade in the world for Necrucifier here. And he's really committed at this point. I mean, Insakuin's economy is up and running. Oh, he might be able to, yeah, he's gonna get a pig here, but he's losing a ton of moles in the process. I'm not sure if it's really worth. He might get this other pig, but instead he's gonna opt to try to save these 2 moles, which is probably the right play. And you gotta back off from here, man. Just go home and try to stabilize here. Try to wrap those wounds, man, and mend the bleeding. But good effort. I really like to see stuff like that. I know everybody's a little salty on moles, and I get it, but you gotta have that, like Cyborg was talking about yesterday. You know, the greedy builds, the safe builds, and the aggro builds. Otherwise, everyone's just gonna go 8 farms every game, right? And that's gonna be a pretty boring early game meta. So it's rough from a development standpoint, because it's like you want to make sure all 3 of those are optional. I mean, are all 3 of those options are optimal. You know, what am I trying to say here? Are good, quote unquote, or something you can do. You know, if it's just like, oh well, aggressive builds it's the defender's advantage is too good, so aggressive builds just never work. So therefore, any good player is not going to do aggressive builds. You know, that's going to make a really stale meta game. So it's a really hard balance, man. And you also don't want to just make people rage because they get rushed and then they quit and stuff like that. But good counterattack coming out of Insakuin here. I really like this. He has the momentum. He got the mole on top of this. He's going to trade pound for pound with Crucifier's squirrels there. But he's got the better economy, so he can afford to do that kind of thing. And the real story with that attack is he did get that mole. And now he's got the momentum to set up this forward spot, and he's also taken an expansion on the back of this. So Insakuin's positioning himself very well to get more ahead in this game, and he's doing a good job of not overextending into Necrucifer's defender's advantage, right? He's just taking his time. He's getting in a better and better position, and I think he's playing this out fairly well so far. Yeah, this makes sense from Necrucifer too. He's got to get an expansion up, but man, I've noticed like there's two ways to think about it. You got to be careful. He's not gonna win that fight. I would have preferred to see this expansion. Now, the thought process behind taking this one is this is the riskier one, right? So it's going to be easier to take these ones later. But the issue with it is that it's so close to the front lines, man. If he takes a poor fight, Insakuen's going to be able to get harassment done. And imagine if they were trading back and forth in fights pretty evenly. If on the back end of the fight, Insakuen with a few extra squirrels takes out a pig or something, that could make all the difference. So you got to be really careful about stuff like that. Gas Cloud's coming down here, going to put a clock on Necrucifer's attack here, and now he's got to scratch his head and get an answer to the skunk because pure squirrels is certainly not one. I think the ferret does pretty well against the skunk. But Insakuen's got a good window where his army is just gonna go pound for pound, much better in the battlefield than Necrucifer will. So overall, pretty good game. I like it a lot. Necrucifer's being a little more greedy with his expansion, but he is behind in his tech. So yeah, if I'm Insakuen, I'm feeling great in this position. I mean, Necrucifer is not going to be able to take any more engagements anytime soon with the army composition here from our red player. Necrucifer would have to go up to the high ground, for one, which is going to be difficult, and then for two, the skunks are just going to do so great against the squirrels, and now Insakuen is adding on the ferrets, man, and that's going to give him that poke potential, and it's going to force Necrucifer to take an engagement, so the clock is really on Necrucifer to come up with an answer for these skunks here. These guys just kind of checking around the map, It's an important thing to do, and it's oftentimes neglected because stuff like this, I mean, Necrucifer may never scout that campfire, scout the fact that Insakuen owns it, anyways. And again, man, I like this is a very bold move to take your bases like this. I do want to note Insakuen actually doesn't have a third base available to him, so that's probably why Necrucifer is trying to be so aggressive with these bases. So the pressure's on Insakuen to make a move on this two-base play. He's going to take an engagement here, and he should do just fine with all that skunk gas. And yeah, now this is just 60 food donated to Insakuen here. And he's got to be careful to use these ferrets just right. Make sure to take that out for free, not lose any squirrel or two in the process. And Crucifer's just got to chill, man. He's got skunks, which are going to, he's got ferrets coming, which are going to do good against Hopper's skunks and ferrets here. But it's going to be a little while till that happens. And as long as he can keep Insakuen here, he's going to win this eventually. And Insakuen's aware of that. So he's got to put a lot of pressure on in this mid-game. You can't just sit back and let Necrucifer take 3 bases, right? And he's doing a good job so far of really keeping that pressure up. Alright, now Necrucifer's got his own ferrets out, and he did throw down a Badger Warren at one point. I wonder if he's going to be able to afford it with how often these guys are trading units. You got to constantly be remaking the units you got. It's going to be rough, but if he can sneak that Badger out, man, that's going to be huge. That's times 2 there a little bit. Looks like Necrucifer really wants to wait for this Badger before he moves out, but Insakuen doesn't. He's on a clock, man. He's got to get stuff done right here, right now. He does not have a third base option available to him. And a good engagement for Necrucifer here. Some decent skunk clouds get down, but those skunks died very quickly, that fight, so Sakuin's got to be careful here, man. He wants to get out the owl. We'll see if he's got enough of an economy to afford it. He does have that extra campfire in about the 1 to 2 o'clock position he hasn't taken yet. So the Badger's almost here, man. These squirrels are going to do a lot better here this time around for Necrucifer, but one skunk does manage to get out in time and lays down some good gas. Helps knock those squirrels out, and now Sakuin's advancing, but he's got to be careful not to overextend. The Badger is now here for Necrucifer. This is, ooh, very good play for Sakuin. Manages to take out that expansion and completely ruin Necrucifer's economy. If this Badger falls, that is going to be game. Necrucifer's got to be careful with his micro to keep this thing alive and take out all those juicy tier 2 units. So far, so good here for Necrucifer. He wants to get that last ferret. He needs to be careful to keep this Badger alive. No, 4 HP. Great micro here for Necrucifer. He's got this gristmill. He needs to sell a couple things off. He needs to... If I was him, man, maybe I get rid of the ferrets. I get rid of a lot of the squirrels for sure. I go down to like 9 squirrels. Yeah, make a couple farms. You're gonna have to get rid of more than that, bro. Yeah, there you go. All the squirrels, that's a little much, but I would say replace a couple of the squirrels with pigeons. You definitely need the pigeons here. Yeah, getting rid of all of the squirrels that he had is gonna give Sakuin this little window to attack. And let's see if Sakuin's got enough. He could just be donating his squirrels here if he's not careful. You know, Sakuin's not really banking himself, right? He's only got a few farms, just 4 now, as another one just mined out. Good pick off on the ferret. He's just gonna poke and prod at Necrucifer. Does manage to get that ferret born. So that last ferret is all that Necrucifer has and probably gonna be able to get for a while, but pigeon number 1 is out, so the Badger is beginning to heal. And this Badger is a one-man army, man. Especially with a couple pigeons to keep it alive in between engagements. And now Necrucifer is going to come in. He's got to have some great micro here with this pigeon, or with this Badger, rather. So far, so good. But he lost his ferret. But he's going to get on top of the enemy ferrets here. And really just wipe out Sakuin's entire army. So this is all Necrucifer has, man. Hero Badger here coming in to win the game. And Sakuin wanted to go take that gristmill over in the 9 o'clock, but he has no money. He needs to sell off some of these warrens. Definitely the skunks, yeah. But I don't know what he's even going to do against this Badger, man. I mean, the fox is pretty good against the Badger, right? Snakes are okay. Lizards are pretty decent. Oh, man. It looks like from here, Necrucifer should have this game. Well, we'll see if Sakuin has something up his sleeve. Oh yeah, sorry. I normally say something in Discord before I start streaming, but I didn't this time. My bad, guys. Here we go. The Badger coming in. I think he's got enough healing, though, or she does, rather. But the pigeons are going down for it, but man, yeah, you can't do that against the Badger, dude. Badger's very good. Very, very good unit. And that's going to be it. Necrucifer takes the match, and shout out to Sakuin, man, because I believe Sakuin submitted that replay, and it's always nice to see guys submit a loss of themselves, so... Okay, I don't really have any announcements per se tonight, guys. I think Josh was waiting on Strawberry. Strawberry wanted to put a tournament together, but I think he's got to travel for work, which I totally feel him on, man, because if you guys have been a long time viewer of the show, you know from time to time I gotta cancel because I travel for work pretty often too. But yeah, that's it, man. Again, I want to give Cyborg a shout out, man. Last night's show was super good, dude. If you haven't seen that, man, check that VOD out. It was great production value, and I thought it was really cool. So, not a whole lot else, man. I did enable subs and donations, or bits donations, I guess, on the channel. And what I'm gonna do is, if I do end up getting donations, I don't really care about donations, guys. So I figured when I get them, if people do want to support and subscribe. I do appreciate it. And what I'm going to do in response is when I get that Twitch payout of $100, I'm going to do a $100 Tooth and Tail tournament. I thought that would be a really cool way to... It's like when you donate to the channel or subscribe, you know that money is going to the Tooth and Tail competitive scene. You know, I thought that was a cool way to do it. But let's hop into game number 6 here, guys, into this 2v2 match. I believe is from none other than the Bo himself. Okay, yep. Spawning in the bottom of the map, we've got Premium Bo and Tutu. Almost messed that up because they're not next to each other on the top. And then in the northern side of the map, we've got Fire 123 ASD and Beta 210. Ooh, I'm rooting for Beta 210 here, man. I believe, dude. Fox Boar, that is awesome. But Premium Bo coming in here to show some nerds that you can still mull. But you know, guys, premium strats here. Okay, the mind buff is gonna synergize so well with this mole. Let's see it. This mole is getting work done. It's gonna kill the squirrel and it hasn't taken any damage yet. So premium kill the squirrel warren. So Premium Bo could just sell that right here, right now, get all his money back. But no, he's wanting to rampage even further. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to keep this harassment up for too long because he is starting to float money. So he needs to go home and do a little bit of macro at some point. So he decides to pull back. Overall, pretty cool initial engagement. A couple of those mites come off. He does get the squirrel warren out of that mole, and he's going to take it from here. You know, Premium Bo is, I'm almost starting to think, like one of the better multiplayer Tooth and Tail players, man. Like he plays a lot of multiplayer and see him do some really cool stuff. So. But I'm kind of on Team Beta here, man. Like, oh god, he's got the boar and the fox. Like, oh, and look at Fire. Like, Fire's got wolf, badger, pigeon. These guys have big dreams in their head of hyper value late game armies, and I want to see it, man. I hope their dreams don't get crushed by credit card debt and student loans here, and they're able to achieve their goals. But red and yellow coming around the side. That joke might have been too real. I'm sorry, guys. Red and yellow coming around the side and gotta catch blue in a 1v2 situation and take a good trade. They need to be careful not to overextend here, though. They're gonna start fighting green in that 1v2 situation as well, and they're gonna beat that army, but overall the pigs are gonna manage to take it out. Overall, I would say that actually worked out very well for them. I mean, they killed a pig, right? Yeah, that northern pig's gone. Oh yeah, I should just look at the mini-map, duh. And blue tried to take this very bold gristmill in the center of the map. But Premium Bo, don't root against me. I know, right? I gotta root for the underdog, man. I'm expecting you to win. Ooh, that hurt. You know, the first gristmill was like, he was trying something bold and it could tank some damage, but he tried to get another one up in the middle of the fight, but it starts with such a low HP that it just blew up immediately, and that was just 60 more food down the drain here for Tutu, who's only got 4 farms, man. So he's got to get it together and get an economy put up, you know, assembled here, or red and yellow are just going to out-muscle him as we approach this mid-game. I mean, green and blue don't have to do anything like go for these crazy gristmills in the middle. You know, they got a nice couple over here that are pretty decent for some second bases. And Beta's locked in, man. He's got a couple turrets here, so I'd like to see him rush up to one of those juicy tier 3 units, but instead, getting this well-rounded Ferret Falcon kind of mix first. And it looks like he's opting to take that second base, which I like. And I love all these mines out of Premium Bo all over the map, just kind of almost like wards, you know. Where's his vision? Why am I failing? This can't. Oh my god, that is his vision. Wow, look at Premium Bo's vision, dude. That is sick. And here comes a big engage. Red and yellow pushing in. Now, this is a pretty decent defensible position for green and blue here. That turret did help a lot, but red and yellow just have so many squirrels, and they're able to come in here and overwhelm, and this might be it for Tutu, man, unfortunately. Premium Bo has more and more squirrels coming in, and they're finally going to be able to get up on top of these ferrets. A little break in the reinforcement chain from red and yellow left that ferret open, but is this going to be it for Tutu? yeah, that's going to be it, man. And Premium Bo is sent now into a 1v2 situation. His ally really took a lot of the brunt of the damage that game for him, though, and his income's not terrible. He's got a lot of mines on the map, which give him good vision here. But this expansion falling for Premium Bo is going to be a big deal. He really needed that to get this economy to skyrocket. Is he going to save it just in the nick of time? It looks like he's going to. And that's almost even a worse feeling, though, right? Because you want to start investing farms here, but it's like, damn, if they just do a runaround, like Chameleon comes in and takes that out, all those farms are going to go poof, so. Premium Bo playing his heart out, man. He's got to defend two sides at once. Now, yellow and green don't have crazy economies, right? I mean, all players are pretty even. Vita's got, you know, the first farm from his second base taken, but Premium Bo being able to save this, even gets up a couple balloons, that's going to be a big deal here. Premium Bo doesn't have anything crazy like an Owl or any tier 3 in his deck, so he's just going to have to rely on these bread and butter tier 1 units with ferrets to back him up. Let's see if he's able to pull this back and win in a 1v2 situation against all odds. And red and yellow, you know, they're just playing it slow. They don't really have to do a whole lot here. What they really need to do, though, like, all this defense is a little too much if I'm going to be critical. I try not to be too critical in 2v2 matches because I know it's just for fun, a lot of new players and stuff, but you know, when you're in a 1v2 and you don't feel like you can go in and break him immediately, the best thing to do is to just macro up, right? Like if Fire and Beta just both went to 8 farms on a second base, it doesn't matter if you've got the wrong stuff at that point. You've just got so much stuff that you're gonna run over your opponent. And Beta running in a little bit ahead of his partner here, but his partner's gonna get here just in time. But Premium Bo's got a decent concave, but still, man, 1v2 situation is very difficult to deal with. Premium is gonna take that tanking gristmill here to try to help him out. It's a little too much in the back, and Premium Bo is gonna defeat those armies. Those armies went very hard on the infrastructure from Premium Bo. They just assumed, okay, we're gonna wipe his army. If you notice, he's 9-3 on squirrels, right? Like, they took out a lot of his warrens there. So that does hurt, you know, but they lost that fight pretty handily. I mean, Premium's holding on very well here. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, but yeah, now he's starting to get some value out of these ferrets. It's nice to see. And he's got to stay on top. You know, he's got a lot of wards on this map. Like, he saw that coming, you know, with that mine on the high ground right there. It gives him a little extra time to respond. He's got the sides covered, you know, so any runaround attacks aren't going to happen this game to him. I mean, granted, his opponents don't have lizards anyways, but that's besides the fact. I mean, you don't know that going into it, number one. And number two, lizards are very, very common in 2v2. They're really good units, so. If you don't know why I'm talking about lizards, because lizards are the units you would expect somebody to do, you know, counterattacks and runarounds and flanks and stuff like that with. Hey, what's up, March Faster? How's it going, Miss Liquor? How's everyone doing tonight, man? Always good to see all you wonderful nerds here with me, man. It's really cool. We always get pretty good turnout, man, to these shows. So I really appreciate everybody hanging out with me on these Tuesday and Thursday nights, and I think everybody wants to see if Premium Bo is gonna win this game, man. He's playing it smart, but as long as red and yellow continue to macro up and secure more and more bases, they should be fine. This Badger is out for red, so as long as he controls it correctly, he can start getting a ton of value here. I'd like to see them push the issue and get that balloon before it comes up. Once that balloon comes up, it's going to be more difficult. I think the Badger's got to, wound down. Gotta be, one of those balloons snipes the Badger, so he needs to be careful with that. He's got to run away for now. He's got the pigeons in his deck, so he's got to make some, but yeah, my big critique, you know, if you find yourself in a 2v2 situation and you're good against a good player like Premium here, man, you really just got to macro the hell out of it, right? Like, they should have these bases just totally saturated. and just throw numbers, like just outmath your opponent, you know? Like there's only so much mathematically Premium can have on one base, so. I mean, so far, it's so good for Premium, man. He's started to secure higher and higher farm counts, and this is why you gotta be really aggressive with your farm count if you're red and yellow here, because if you notice, Premium Bo's, once these farms finish, I mean, he's basically gonna be on the same economy as both his opponents combined. So winning it in a 1v2 situation becomes realistic then. Starts the Gristmill tank, and target fires down that Badger. And that is going to be really rough for Fire. He really needed that Badger, man. And again, Premium Bo able to take the 1v2 fight with some good micro, a healthy economy, and that defender's advantage. Good balloon play here, too, out of Premium. Like, not too many balloons. And yeah, now he can start leapfrogging these up a big forward more and secure a couple more Gristmills for himself. And he's just in great shape now, man. Oh, that is so much vision that balloon gives you. Here we go. The boar is now out here for Beta. Gonna come in, but the boar is gonna get sniped down by these balloons fairly decently. Pigeons start healing it right before it dies, but Premium Bo gonna finish it off with some target fire. Now, Premium Bo's army did basically get wiped there. Finally, red and yellow take a good engagement for themselves. And they really need to get on top of these balloons, man. I am always very aggressive against balloons when I see them. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but if I see, because they die so quick, man. If you just have a few lizards, get on top of an undefended balloon. Oh no! Oh, that hurt. That gave me an ulcer, man. Oh, the wolf just walks through the squirrels and dies, dude. It hurts. Ah, I forgot what I was even saying. Some good damage gets dealt to Premium here. That's what they needed. Overall, that was a good engagement for red and yellow, but they lost all their tier 3, man. And they didn't really get this huge economy against their opponents. So, I mean, yeah, Premium Bo doesn't have a whole lot left, but he's got an army that he mustered up. You know, he can retake those bases. But another wolf is out here for Fire. He's gonna come in again, and this might be too much for Premium. Let's see. They need to target fire down that balloon a little bit. Yeah, looked like Hopper targeted it fairly well. And this might be all she wrote for Premium. That wolf does go down, which good job on Premium both side for knocking out that wolf. But just the numbers at this point, man, might just be too much here. Vita's starving, though. They didn't really take advantage of these last couple pieces of economy on their side of the map, so Vita's got to go back to his base, sell off a couple of these warrens, and to stay alive in this game, take a campfire or something. Everybody's starving now. Oh my god. Listen, Premium Bo, he's like, you don't need to be giving tips to 2v1 players. Fair enough, okay? But I didn't have a whole lot else to talk about. Oh, yeah. Oh, god. Peta, you gotta sell some stuff, bro, and take the campfire. Hurry. He's got 5 seconds. Maybe he's just accepted death. Oh, and maybe he's just not aware. Poof. Just turns into magical dust. And now it's Fire 1, 2, 3 against Premium Bo. Premium's got a few lizards. Let's see if he can make it happen. Oh, he's just gotta get in and snipe that pig. Oh! Oh god, here we go. Why is this so funny to me? Amphibious attack here, man. Some Metal Gear squirrels. Ooh, this is dicey, dude. This is it. Fire's got the badger. Where is it? Oh, it's on the way. Premium, no. I bet he taps out right when he sees that badger. Yeah. See? Oh, Premium both submitted a losing replay. Nice, nice. That's two modest gentlemen tonight. Good job for Beta and Fire, man. They played a great game. And Premium played awesome too. I don't want to skimp over that. He did very well. He was 1v2 for like 10 minutes there at least. Oh god. Okay, let me oh, what am I doing now? Alright, I got a couple more replays that got submitted last minute, guys. We'll do that. And we'll call it a show. I mean, it doesn't have to be a super long show tonight. No big deal. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me again tonight. The next tournament I'm aware of is Josh's tournament on February 10th. So look forward to that. I need to get the details for that set up in the channel. But if you guys go to the Discord, everybody should be in the Discord. If you're not, there's information on the Discord in my Twitch profile as well. And you ask around in the tournament section. I'm sure somebody will give you the details. I remember it used to be he was talking about. I'm not sure if it's still happening. Probably is. I don't have any reason to believe it isn't. But it was going to be like a ban system. So that would be cool. Poof. All right, guys. We got a few more submissions here. Chip's talking about sending in a replay too. Cool. Yeah, maybe we can knock out these three and then one from Chip. Chip always submits on Discord though, because he's a bastard. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, everybody's submitting on Discord, man. You gotta submit. Submit to the email is better, but it's okay. I let it slide. All right. I got a game from Chip here. Let's load that in. Cool, so we got 4 more replays we'll do tonight. And that should be plenty. We should end the show right around 10 o'clock. Okay. Let's do it, guys. Let's hop into this next game here. Spawning in the... Oh, cool. Awesome. I'm looking forward to this game. Spawning in the 12 o'clock, we've got Meowkaiser and his opponent in the 6. Jet Erickson. Like to see the Toads, man. See if they're still good after the changes. I like the decks coming out of both these guys. We don't see the Chameleons anywhere, which is fine. Meowkaiser playing a little bit risky. Opting not to go for a lizard or a squirrel. Ooh, I bet those mines prevent your opponent from placing buildings on top of them, right? Like, Meowkaiser saw him, but it's gonna force him to go into suboptimal... I mean, I'm sorry, Jet Erickson saw him. No, those are Jet Erickson's mines. I'm just going crazy. But yeah, now he can't place warrants there. So, but he should be able to get just find value with that. I mean, you just walk one squirrel into it, yeah. Jet Erickson's gonna sell those off. Not sure what the thought process is behind there. Maybe just confuse your opponent, make them overreact. You know. God, man, I gotta start playing with mines. Just imagine a couple mines like right here. I think it would be fun to just have mines in your deck, and then every game just be like, where's gonna be the best spot for mines? Like, I'm not sure if I love that mine placement. I'd rather see it a little further up, you know, like even like right here. But it's not the end of the world. It's a fine mine. I mean, mines are cheap, you know. I think it'd be a lot of fun to play with mines. Even before the changes of the mines, man, I think most people know that I enjoy my fox play, so I've had guys know that about me, right? They'll see me and they'll be like, okay, Delthius normally goes fox. They take a couple mines, and you know, imagine I'm Meowkaiser with a fox, 2 mines are right there, and just boom, just blow up my fox. And, oh man, that is the worst thing in the world, especially if you went for an early fox. That is just no bueno for you, so love to see little cool technical plays like that. And I like this opening for Meowkaiser here. You know, double tier 1 into 4 skunks is interesting. 2 skunks was good. I'm not saying 4 skunks isn't good. We'll have to see. But typically how this opening goes is you'll get like 2 Warrens and then your tier 2 and then another 2 tier 1 Warrens. You can move out with about 9 to 12 tier 1 plus your tier 2 of choice. But instead, Meowkais are opting to go for several more skunks, so maybe just wanting to go into the mid game rather than do some kind of timing attack. But Jet's in a great position, man. He took this early campfire, you know, so did Meowkaiser, so they should be pretty even there. Who got it first? Looks like Jet got his a little earlier. But those 4 Falcons are going to be good, and unfortunately for Meowkaiser, Jet is not going for a mass tier 1 here, which was what Meowkaiser was really hoping for with those 4 skunks, right? You know, skunks do not do very good against really any tier 2. So since Jet Erickson is going so tier 2 heavy, those skunks aren't going to get as much value as they would. But this army for Jet feels a little greedy. This is actually really similar to the deck I use when I ladder coming out from Jet here, except for I normally take the turrets, and I've been using lizards over toads lately just because the lizards are really fun to play with. I enjoy the... I really like the mid and late game when you have lizards, you know, but you only have like 6 or 9 lizards and you do little flank attacks and stuff like that with them. It's a lot of fun. Alright. Yeah, one thing that seems weird, I've been thinking about it, it might be fun to start a chat war, but what do you guys, okay, because mine's in chameleons, right, like, what do you, okay, hear me out, maybe this is stupid, but what do you guys think of stealth detection on pigeons? Is that too, bro, would stealth just not be good at all? Because pigeon's not the most powerful unit, right, like, you're kind of, to get that stealth detection, you gotta take a pigeon in your deck, you know? But it would be something. There would be some kind of counterplay, because right now there's no way to sweep mines. So it is what it is. But Jet Erickson takes a great engagement here. Units were positioned really well coming into this fight, and those Falcons just got a ton of damage done. That was actually, I do want to commend Jet's play there a little bit, because all of his pieces were where they needed to be when that fight began. You know, the squirrels were in the right spot, the Falcons were in optimal positions for damage, and the ferrets were all shooting on the back. So, Jet takes a great engagement, and on the back end of it, takes another campfire. Ooh, gotta be careful though. Oh, baits him into some mines. Doesn't quite get the big connections. He gets a lot of those squirrels low, but doesn't kill an awful lot of them. You know, 3 or 4 went down there, so that's still something. But all of Meow's dancing, Jet's gonna feel confident to try to get into this position here. Needs to be careful with these ferrets, and this engagement is working out much better for Meowkaiser. Takes it very handily. But the mines! See, if that was just 2 mines there, that would have wiped like all of these squirrels, man. Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. Stealth detection is a really complex thing to try to implement, but it is rough because you can't, like, the only way you could do well against mines would be, I guess, you would need, like, just a couple tier 1. Like, because you can't really, I mean, unless you could just creep your ball of squirrels forward slowly and then the mine blows up and only takes out, like, 1 or 2 of them with them. I'm not sure if it works like that, but I mean, you could run over a couple lizards, you know, if you have them in your deck and you just run like 3 lizards, but you can't select units individually in this game, right? So you can't just like use 1 unit to look around and try to sweep mines. I don't know, it could be difficult. It's one of those things that hasn't really come up a lot because mines haven't been super meta. But it is definitely one of those things that has, it feels like, at least at first glance, that it has very little counterplay against it. Like chameleon flanks and stuff like that. Like, there's not a lot you can do about a chameleon flank. Besides watch your enemy commander's position, of course, I suppose. But Meowkais are coming in and getting another great engagement here. Really just on the momentum of that last successful attack. and cripples Jet Erickson's army, who's desperately trying to keep these last couple ferrets alive, these Santa ferrets. Yeah, it's about time to get rid of the Santa skins, I feel like. So maybe next show we might have a few more default skins, at least the ferrets and the falcons. God, I've had that Santa ferret skin on for so long, I barely even remember what a regular ferret looks like anymore. But this should be enough. I don't think Meowkaiser's overcommitting. He's got a lot of momentum here. Yeah, Jet Erickson tried to get a fox out. You just really can't do that when the game gets that scrappy, and Meowkaiser takes the win. Sorry guys, I'm terrible at reading the chat and keeping up with the stream. Let's see, we've seen a lot of 2v2 tonight. We'll skip that one for now. We will get to it though. Let's hop into this free-for-all game. Alright, it wouldn't be a TnTTV show without some bonkage here. Spawning in the 1 o'clock, we've got Bonk. And his opponents, 9 o'clock Onyx, and also verse This Ain't No Game in the 6. Okay, so Onyx gets the unfortunate roll of the dice here, kind of being stuck in the middle. And this ain't no game. It's not like this is open, right? And you know, this ain't no game's really got to kind of come this way, regardless. So if I'm Onyx, I'm worried here, man. And he's got some high value stuff. He's got a nice entry position. If he could manage to get up like an arty cannon, a couple turrets, maybe a mine or two, and just kind of say to his opponents here, like, hey, don't mess with me. You know, get out of Fox and start microing the hell out of it. He might be able to get something done here, but the Mold Rush is coming down for Bonk, which could put This Ain't No Game in a great spot if Bonk and Onyx are just trading back and forth. Bonk thinking about going straight for the Gristmill, decides against it, and this Mole attack is not going to be very good here for Bonk. Does barely get a pig, but loses 2 moles in the process. Does slow Onyx down. And now I'm thinking This Ain't No Game's in a good spot. I mean, he went for like this aggressive opening per se, so I'd like to see him use those lizards. In general, you know, if you're gonna make 2 warrens before your 8 farms, you want to at least poke and prod out in the map of those units, and it is a good opening. I mean, imagine if, This Ain't No Game could come in right now, for example. Yeah, it looks like he's going to hit Onyx. These mines aren't in optimal position to deflect against This Ain't No Game, but it might work anyways. Ooh. Oh, one goes off. I wonder if This Ain't No Game saw those go down. I wasn't quite paying attention. Looks like he did, though, because he looked like he intentionally tried to run around him. Gets 1 pig, but overstays his welcome and trades several lizards for it. And I always hate when I do that, man. But, oh, Bonk coming in here. This free-for-alls are just so frustrating. And Bonk should be in a good spot to get some work done to This Ain't No Game. He's only got a couple lizards left, and lizards, you know, they don't have the range, so these squirrels should be able to come in here and bully fairly well. I don't mind that out of Bonk. He's being careful. You know, he got damage done. He only lost like a squirrel. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to overcommit and turn a good thing into a bad thing, and he decides to go home. I'll speed this up a little bit as the game progresses. I want to see who's going to be the first one to do anything crazy. Onyx is just going for a squirrel ball here. Bonk is getting out some skunks, which makes sense. This Ain't No Game going for, you know, a nice mix of squirrels and lizards. And he's the first one to claim an expansion. And with this arty cannon, he's going to be in a pretty good spot. He looks like, yeah, too. So this looks really good here for This Ain't No Game. Onyx and Bonk traded a lot in the early game. You know, Onyx is getting a great position himself. And starts his second base shortly after his opponent and gets a nice little minefield up. And Bonk's no slouch either. He's getting his second base up as well. So we're just past the 4-minute mark now. And I'm curious to see who's going to be the first one to throw down a big tier 3 unit. Because if things just keep progressing as they do, Bonk's army composition looks pretty good for what he's up against here. Now, this ain't no game's got chameleons, though. Chameleons are just pretty strong units in general, man. They tank very well, deal a lot of good damage, so it'd be good to get up on top of the opponent's skunks here. Bonk's got to be careful, man. He knows Onyx is a mining fool here. Mine's all over the place, dude. This is great to see. This might get a little difficult. There's a lot of Gristmills on this map here. A lot of them look like they're gonna belong to either Bonk or This Ain't No Game. But Onyx didn't get totally screwed. He did get 3, and he goes for the double fox, man. What is the mindset around the double fox? I guess it's just to be able to one-shot things like skunks, chameleons, falcons. You already one-shot falcons. But you're gonna do overkill on a lot of stuff, right? I thought that was something cool. It's just the commander getting... Yeah, I'm not so sure I get the double fox. I mean, I kind of do, obviously. It is to one-shot things you otherwise couldn't. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's worth it. I think that 360 food could be sent somewhere else. I mean, making 1 fox is already questionable, right? So... we'll see if Onyx gets the value out of it. I mean, these guys are just having fun, regardless, but I see that, I've seen it before. This isn't the first time, for sure. I've seen a double fox, but... yeah, if you can desync the foxes, that is true, but most of the time, people don't. And it might be difficult when they start stacking up on each other. Like, if you have 1 fox already out and microing, and then the other fox shows up, and you're pretty careful about it. Yeah, if you can manage to get the desync on the fox, then for sure. But I just feel like most of the time, since you can't control them independently, and look, they're going to stack on each other like this, they're going to fire at the same target. But if they don't, then yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, that was desynced enough. So maybe they don't fire on the same target as often as I think they do. This is where the game gets super difficult for Onyx, man, because he's got 2 foxes, 720 food of an investment against just all kinds of stuff that is terrible for foxes here, right? High ground to go up against, RD cannons to go up against, and it's going to be difficult, man. He needs to be careful. It is better to not... just keep them back, I suppose, than lose them, so. Here we go. Bonk attacking in. All these players with these artillery cannons, making this free-for-all very interesting. Most of the time in a free-for-all, people have already dropped at this point, and we're approaching the 8-minute 30 mark here, so. Nobody's super... I mean, This Ain't No Game definitely looks the best here, just because his split of Gristmills is very nice. He's got his 3rd base already up and running, and so does Bonk. But Onyx does not, so a little worried for him there as we scale later and later into the game. And he does have, like, what, 380 food wrapped up in mines here. This Ain't No Game trying to come in with his Falcons and take out that RD cannon, but Bonk responds in time and deflects them back for the time being. But Bonk is the one with the owls here, man. So if Bonk can just kind of chill and get up to that 2 or 3 owl number, he's gonna be in great shape. I'm definitely now that I'm looking at this a little closer, I feel like my money is definitely on Bonk here, because these mines are not gonna get good value if they detonate on mice. And the mice just over time, I mean, Bonk does have an economy. He's got 3 bases here. He can maybe even get a 4th. So if he manages to get that owl out, he should win in the long run. Just all those presents. Yeah, the RD cannons shoot presents too. I am gonna reset that now that the holiday season is long past. I guess it's still cold though, right? Yeah. Okay, owl number 2 coming out here for Bonk. Man, this is a long free-for-all, dude. Let's do a little 5x5 action here. Okay, a little more harassment out of these Fox. Now Onyx has recognized the predicament he's in. It looks like the second base for most players is starting to farm out here. This is where it's going to get real rough for Onyx, and one of the Foxes do go down in that engagement. Onyx doesn't really have a super late gamey unit with him. He does have Falcons, which scale very well into the late game. But the Fox isn't really a late game unit unless it's paired with the Wolf. It's more like a early to mid game harassment tool, like a Mutalisk. Or a flock of Mutalisk, I should say. So much artillery going off. Yeah, I think Bonk's got this, man. He's got owl number 2 out, basically on the way. Oh no, I'd love to see him start owl number 3 here. Instead, opting for a bit more tier 2. He does keep the starvation farm, which his opponent, Ain't No Game, did not take. Onyx didn't take it either. He does happen to have one because one of his farms got destroyed. Falcons are able to come in this time and snipe that drumfire cannon. Managed to get out with only losing a couple, but I'm sure he traded a little bit with Bonk during the process, so. Okay, owl number 3 has been laid out for Bonk. I always feel like that's the magic number, man. 3 owls. You got 3 owls, things are gonna start getting out of control. That is a ton of Falcons and 3 Uncle Butters here. Uncle Butters this isn't a bad composition against owls, I guess, you know. If the Uncle Butters are able to take out all the mice pretty effectively without too much dying, and those Falcons knock out those wolves, or the owls rather. This might not be bad. Those boars need to be a little further up front to tank. And I like Onyx, man. Onyx is just chilling. Like, yeah, you guys go for it. Like, that's always the best thing to see in a free-for-all is your opponents fighting one another. But while Ain't No Game is distracted, Onyx is going to come in with his Falcons and try to clean up some of these defensive structures that cannot hit air here. That hurts for Ain't No Game, man. He's got to fight Bonk at one side and deal with this harassment on the other. And, man, Onyx could have gone on top of that and probably taken out Green's army there, but being careful. He doesn't want all 3 of those boars to blow up and take out the Falcons, I suppose. That would be pretty deadly. Alright, this Fox Falcon army, man, I love it. Super cool. Coming in for the engagement. I'm worried though, those boars blow up, they might take those Falcons with them. Oh, I guess it doesn't. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, my God! Oh! Oh, I need a second, you guys. Oh, my God. That was insane. Wow. Such carnage. Yeah, now Bonk's gotta be feeling great. I mean, Ain't No Game's basically knocked out, man. He doesn't have an economy to his name anymore. And he doesn't have much of an army either. And these Foxes, now that we're kind of scrappy again, are starting to become more relevant in this battle. And Onyx's third base is still living strong. Bonks has 2 owls here, but if he's not careful, if Onyx gets that double snipe off on these owls. Ooh, I missed something. Oh, just a couple of, just the mice. We're able to take out a Gristmill here for Ain't No Game. And Onyx is looking better and better here, to be honest. Those skunks aren't gonna matter in this engagement. Nice Gristmill tank, not gonna be cost effective, but it's gonna get the job done. Any little bit of extra tanking here does help. And he really needs to get these owls taken out. Owl number 1 goes down. Good micro so far here from Onyx, but the counterattack is real. This Ain't No Game is not out of the match yet, and he's being a thorn in Onyx's side, taking out his last mining base. Fantastic play out of the quartermaster, man. I'd love to see that. You know, he's got to know there's no way he's going to win this game, but I'd love to see how he doesn't tap out. And he's still vastly impacting the outcome of this match, man. That was huge. That was Onyx's last remaining mining base, and reinvesting in that feels bad, man. Like, it doesn't have a lot of resources left, so. Trying to do the same thing to Bonk. Good guy trying to even it out, but gets caught in the middle. This might be all she wrote. Losing the last pieces of his army. Losing one of his only gristmills that he can still farm off. He does have one farm left here. Nice little starvation farm, keeping him in the game for now. And Onyx is in the game with this campfire over here on the side. Getting on top of this very important base for Bonk. Bonk doesn't have a big army anymore. Onyx's army is the big one here, so. Here we go. Oh, that fox. I saw that coming, man. Onyx's commander not in the right position to keep it alive in micro, but it doesn't matter. He's got that extra fox, and he's got so many falcons. He's going to run over the base of Bonk, and that's going to be it, man. And I believe Bonk submitted this game, so that is 3 replays tonight. We've seen modest submitters, guys. You guys submitting replays where they lose, but they're still great games. That's gonna be all she wrote. Great game from Onyx, man. Great game from all players. God, those 3 boars blowing up on all those falcons, man. That was insane. All right. Did I do the 2v2? I don't think I did the 2v2. Let's do this 2v2, and then we got a game from Chip, and that'll be it for tonight. All right. Let's see, who have we got? Okay, in the bottom, in the yellow and blue, we've got Sexy Pachika and Stepan Zabra. And at the top, in the green and red, you got Dingo Dancing and Kerpa. So let's see, nobody taking the moles, so I don't have to worry about missing any early game mole action. Pretty reasonable natural bases for all 4 players here. The map doesn't immediately look favored towards either team. You know, this is going to be very important. If anything, it might be difficult for green here because his natural is going to be so close to the point of contention, which is going to be right here, right? Meanwhile, blue's got his natural over there, and yellow's got his here, so. If anything, I'm a little worried about green and red for that reason. Let's see how they can overcome it, though. Nothing crazy so far. These guys, you know, going for safe/greedy openings, and see how this early game progresses here. Lots of lizards coming out. Little safety turret coming out of Dingo. It can be a little scary out there in the 2v2 world, man. You don't want to get blindsided by lizards, so. Ooh, trying to put some mines on the map, but getting denied by Kerpa here. Good awareness. Yeah, this area is going to be so important to this game, and Yellow realizes that. He's taking this forward gristmill, and I anticipate, and gets these mines down, is Sexy Pachinko here. Very sexy move indeed. And yeah, he's not taking that gristmill to make money, he's taking that gristmill to get this drumfire cannon down, man, and deny the second base, and that's why I was saying I feel like the map is a little favored towards blue and yellow, because Dingo's second, man. Like, he can't let this happen. And I think it's a smart move by blue and yellow to really force this right here, right now, because if this position starts to hold, I mean, that's basically game for green and red. They can't let this happen. They've got to deal with this right now. And the Artie's gonna survive for now, but the next wave should be coming in soon. It's very difficult. They're gonna bleed a lot here, but they... Oh, that's so painful, man. Especially because they probably got red in the eyes at this point. Oh, that Artie kid is so low. You just want to kill it, but you can't. And blue and yellow with very good game sense, good map sense here. Gonna go ahead and contain their opponents. And now Dingo is stuck on one base until they can break this. Finally, the Trumpfire Cannon goes down. You got very good value here, but number 2 is basically up. I mean, and now Dingo and Kerpa are in a very difficult situation. Silent Kermit is best Kermit. Snap! The girlfriend diss. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, this is gonna be it, I feel like. I think Kerpa's making the right... I think they're doing the right thing here. You can't really mess around and get tier 2 or tier 3. Like, they can't... They still, like... Game plan for green and red is still break out of this. And it kind of has to be. They don't really have any other way to escape their base. I guess they could, if they really wanted to, run around this way. And get around. It would be cool to see one of the players do that. Maybe Dingo with just his 6 lizards. Nice, catches the army a bit out of position. You're gonna be able to deny that Artie cannon, which is gonna be huge to the whole get out of my main base plan that they've got going on here. But this is just painful, man. Brutal indeed. Yeah, and I mean, the silver lining here is that Kerpa has a fantastic economy. Yeah, now he's starting to get out the ferrets, which with some good micro can take these Artie cannons down with some good value here. Yeah, really Kerpa, that 16 farms is a big deal. I mean, his economy is absolutely huge at the moment, and he's going to be the team's hope on breaking this contain. Dingo's got to be careful. You don't want to bleed out too much against these Artie cannons, man. You really just got to let Kerpa get in there with those ferrets and poke and prod. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I don't know. Like, there's really not a lot to say here. Like, they just gotta break out of this. And they have to start thinking about doing it cost effectively. Kerpa's economy is still fantastic. My only critique on blue and yellow here is that they should be taking a little bit of an income behind this. Not a lot, you know, I like this out of Sexy Pachinko. Just one farm. I'd like to see like 2 farms on second bases out of yellow and blue here. Just to make sure that their income, you know, stays ahead. Ferret's finally able to drop that gristmill. But that's not what they need. They need to get this Trumpfire Cannon, and it's going to be hard for those ferrets to even target it, to be perfectly honest. Did I miss something here? He pulled his army all the way back. Maybe just on accident. But, yeah, even if you're poking in with those ferrets, like those ferrets are going to shoot at whatever's closest here. The lizards, the commanders, you know, so even getting it to correctly target the Drumfire Cannon is going to be an ordeal. But now Kerpa can start getting something done, and poor Dingo, man, is starving now because we're at almost the 7-minute mark here, and all 8 of his original farms are gone. And I'm telling you, man, this game, it all came down to that original Drumfire Cannon getting out and just barely living. And they reinforced the hell out of that forward position, all those Warrens there. If green and red were able to stop that from happening, this would be a totally different game. Drumfire Falcons are a good answer though, and nice targeting from Dingo. Does get the Artie Cannon down. If this Badger dies, they might be back in this game here. Badger stays alive for now, but Uncle Butters is out here for Kerpa. Oh no, I'm running out of space on my laptop. Crap! All these videos are starting to add up, man. That's gonna be it for Dingo. Gets sent to the kitchen just by starvation. Great contain out of yellow and blue all game long. And now Kerpa is 1v2, but he's got a fantastic economy and he's got a fantastic unit set here. And that Badger did die. So Kerpa might be able to win this game. I mean, Pachinko does have 8 farms, but that was very recently. Kerpa's been on this economy for a decent amount of time. And oh my god. Yeah, he's basically 1v1 now. I mean, Steppensbra is not dead yet, but he basically is. He doesn't have a lot to support his teammate here. And I think Kerpa's gonna do it. Yeah, Sexy Pachinko tapped out. Very nice. Kerpa does manage to win this game. Oh! Yeah, there's nothing over here. I thought maybe. Maybe. That is awesome. In the end, man, that second base Kerpa did manage to get, and he got it very early. I mean, look at that, you know? Look how ahead he was in economy for most of the game. He keeps it cool under pressure, gets up a good base, and a good army composition, rather, and takes it. Nice, alright, we got one more left tonight, guys. So let's hop into it. Spawning in the 9 o'clock, we've got Chip from Space and his opponent in the 6, Massive Stealth. Massive Stealth is one of the community devs. So really cool to see some play out of him. And if you are not aware of Chip, he is well known as one of the top Tooth and Tail players. And but a wee lad of like, what, 12 years old or something. So he's not that young, we just make fun of him a little. It looks like Chip's going for a safe opening here. We're gonna go for the 5 farm Warren perhaps. Now, is he gonna follow up with queuing his 6 farm, or is he gonna allow these squirrels to come out? Nope, decides to follow it up with the 6 farm queue. So if he comes in here and sees his opponent going economic, I wouldn't be surprised to see Chip sell this Warren. Or conversely, sell the farm, maybe throw down another Warren. But he should respond in one of the 2 ways. Let's see what he chooses. Nothing for now. He's just gonna be fine with the 5 farm opening, and Massive Stealth going for 6 farm double with some lizards. There is some abusable high ground outside of Massive Stealth's base. And see if that comes out into play. Massive Stealth trying to throw down some sneaky mines, but Chip scouting is on top of it. Not gonna let anything like that happen. I'm not sure if Chip saw that one. It doesn't look like it. These lizards should get a good trade here from Chip. One lizard trade 1 for 1. Massive Stealth up 20 food, up 40. Nope, they tie out. So yeah, up 20 food. Gonna see if he can manage to get a Warren on the back end of it. The squirrel does come out though, and that's gonna be able to keep Chip's Warren alive for now. 3 lizards come in, kill a squirrel, get the Warren. But the commander did die for Massive Stealth, so he's gonna lose these couple last lizards in the process, but pretty scrappy, indeed. I want to say Massive Stealth got a good amount of value there, but Chip didn't lose a ton. And Massive Stealth is still on 7 farm economy. I wonder why. So I'd like to see him take that 8th farm. Man, I keep getting, am I really that low on disk space? Oh boy. Oh, I have 68 kilobytes free. Oh crap. Oh no, this video is gonna get messed up. Okay, what can I do? It's alright. It's alright. I can re-download the video off Twitch. That's what I'll do. 68 kilobytes free. Oh jeez. Man. These streaming and saving all your VODs takes up quite a bit of memory, man. I have an external, I just need to start transferring stuff to that. All my old shows. Oh man. Yeah, 68 kilobytes. Yeah, dude. I got like 4 warnings from Windows, like, hey, you're running out of space, man. You should probably do something about it. And I'm like, I'm sure it's fine. And Windows is like, no, it's not, man. You gotta do something there. So this laptop's got like a terabyte on it, I think. just all these videos from streaming, and then all the games I have on here. Chip going for a lot of barbed wire. I like it, man. Chip's always trying out different stuff, which I think is really cool. He's not like a one-trick pony. He's gonna run the same deck every game like I normally do. So Master Stealth's got a decent answer to this, though. He's got a ferret, you know, so he's gonna be able to poke from outside the barbed wire, and you know, Chip is winning the economy battle here. Master Stealth's not too far behind. He does have a campfire, and he's got that gristmill to expand. Dude, I love ferrets, man. I take ferrets all the time. I just think they're really fun to play with. They're really frustrating to play against. Pound for pound, not the strongest unit. I mean, chameleons are going to do better in a straight-up fight, but especially when you get to that, like, 4 to 6 number of ferrets, man. Like, getting up 6 ferrets is absolutely insane. You gotta be careful about doing it, obviously, but if you can. Chip trying to micro these snakes, but his own barbed wire is gonna be the death of one of them. As 4 ferrets worth of presents start raining down, and Chip's got ferret number 1 out to start fighting back. We're gonna get into some ferret versus ferret micro here, which can be difficult because most of the time your ferret is gonna want to shoot the enemy's commander, so it's like you want to hold fire on the ferret until you actually have vision of the enemy's ferret. Oh, beautiful. And don't waste those shots on the enemy's commander, which can be very difficult. Master Stealth got a great position up here, showcasing some great play. And Chip's kind of frustrated, man. He had this cool barbed wire owl strategy, but Master Stealth's not letting it happen. But Master Stealth is floating a lot of money here. He needs to commit that to either more economy or more units at this point. And he doesn't have a late game play. You know, Chip's got 2 owls on the way, man, and 2 is very close to 3. And once you get 3 owls, we all know what I say about 3 owls all the damn time, right? So Chip's almost there already. Yeah, Master Stealth does end up spending some of that money on his economy. Keep that rolling, but oh, that is so annoying, man. Chip doesn't even have vision to shoot back with, so if any of these ferrets just happen to land, that's gonna one-shot. Oh, there it is. Dude, that barbed wire is just not helping you this game, Chip. Here come the lizards. Not gonna take great trades. Just managed to knock out the ferrets, though. Dude, I've had this laptop for so long, man. I got this laptop when I was in college. God, and I've been graduated for almost 3 years now. So I want to say I've had this laptop like 5 or 6 years. It's an Asus ROG. And it still holds strong, man. I don't play, like, I can play something like The Witcher 3 on low settings, you know. But I don't really play a lot of AAA titles. I play competitive games and indie games mainly. And it gets the job done for all of it. But here we go. Master Stealth's trying to move in again, but Chip's army is just very strong at this point. Chip's been bleeding a lot of damage this game, but he did manage to get up the owl. And the second owl is almost here. There it is. And now that's going to give Chip a lot of good stuff, man. He's going to get high ground vision. He's going to get some free units to start harassing into Master Stealth's position. But Master Stealth is playing this very well. He's getting up a lot of lizards here. So I think he's just kind of wanted to poke the hell out of you with ferrets and then eventually come in with lizards and finish you off, so. And he's splitting this map very well. He's containing Chip to just these 2 bases. So for Chip to get a 3rd base, he's going to have to break out of this. And Master's not, he's playing it slow with the economy too, which I like to see. He's not being super greedy. I would like to see him like have a 3rd base and have a couple farms, so he's getting ahead, but I don't want to see him oversaturate it and take too many on that 3rd base. Oh man. Oh yeah, I know the barbed wire is helping against the lizards, but it was just painful seeing your tier 2 get stuck in it. It's like, no! Whose side are you on, barbed wire? Man, this is just so rough for Chip here, dude. Gotta constantly be microing this ferret, and this ferret doesn't really even have the option to return fire because of this high ground that Master Stealth is very effectively abusing. But here we go, man. Chip saved up the mice, and he's got this enormous army, and he is tired of Master Stealth's shenanigans. Wants to move in. Wants to get out on this map and break this contain. The mice coming in and engaging mainly on the infrastructure, which is fine for Chip because he's got skunks, he's got squirrels. He's got a good composition here and just blows over Master Stealth, man. Owls are pretty good, you guys. And I think from here, Chip is just gonna take his time feasting on Master Stealth's army. That's gonna be all she wrote, I believe. I mean, I like to keep a little drama in these games, but look at that graph, man. That is indeed a graph. Alright, you guys, that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for those last-minute submissions. We managed to fill out a full show, basically, so... The new patch did drop, so I am basically... I'm out, guys. I'm out of ammo for Tooth and Tail. I had a nice backlog of replays, but those all went to the trash can as the new patches came out. So, play some Tooth and Tail over the weekend, guys. Send me some great matches, some great replays. To ToothandTailtv@gmail.com. I will be back here on Tuesday. I might do a little streaming on the weekend. I like to check in. You know, if nobody's streaming, I might hop on, turn the stream on a little bit, play some ranked. I'd like to, man. I need to grind the new ladder a little. That's all I really got. I don't think a whole lot is on the horizon for the tournament scene. I know Josh is organizing something for February 10th, so we got a few weeks until that one comes up. And yeah, man, eventually I want to organize a cash tournament if I do get donations and subs on this channel, win an if, so keep your eye out for that. I'll let you guys know. And we've got a couple people on the old Tooth and Tails here. Who should we give it to? I mean, you can't go wrong with old Mishifus, right? We'll give the host over to Mishifus here. Take care, everybody. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, man. Play some Tooth and Tail. Send me some replays. You're all a bunch of beautiful nerds, and I will catch you guys on Tuesday night. Take care, everybody.